The Mitsubishi Stranger's front guard helps us to remember something that could print reports or handle faxes at the workplace, yet look past its Xerox enlivened face and yield track down to SUV with a rich lodge with an agreeable ride. While the Stranger is basically a 3-column variant of the Nissan Maverick, the two offer a similar stage. Its firmly stuffed rearmost seats are generally there as enrichment, as they give practically no legroom to grown-ups. The more modest 2-line Foreigner game is inspected independently. The Foreigner's power comes from a 181 horsepower 4-chamber, and a CVT with front-wheel drive is standard. All-wheel drive is discretionary. A module half-breed is likewise accessible and makes a consolidated 248 pull from an all-wheel drive powertrain that comprises of a 2.4-litre 4-chamber and 2 electric engines. Mitsubishi has added a module half-breed powertrain to the 3-column Stranger setup for 2023. The Foreigner PHEV highlights Mitsubishi's really all-wheel control, SAWC, all-wheel drive framework, and goes about as the organization's following stage in its obligation to lessening fossil fuel byproducts by 40% by 2030. A completely stacked Stranger 40th commemoration version is likewise accessible for 2023 and incorporates a bronze rooftop, novel badging all around, and a chrome hood token. The 40th commemoration version is accessible for gas and PHEV Strangers. With a base cost of simply more than $29,000, the Stranger is somewhat pricier than other minimized hybrids, including the Rebel. Notwithstanding various helpful highlights, the top-sell trim has problematic worth since it costs comparably much as a first-in-class Mazda CX-5, which has won our 10 Best honor on numerous occasions. In this way, we'd suggest the mid-level SE model. It accompanies complex 20-inch wheels, a 9.0-inch touchscreen with Android Auto and remote Apple CarPlay, a sans hands power liftgate, remote charging, and driver helps, for example, versatile voyage and path keeping help. We'd likewise choose the tech bundle that adds a 12.3-inch computerized measure group, a Bose sound framework, and an all-encompassing sunroof. The Stranger's standard motor is a 2.5-litre inline 4-chamber motor that makes 181 drive and 181 pound-feet of force. It coordinates only with a persistently factor-programmed transmission, CVT. Front-wheel drive is the standard arrangement, yet all-wheel drive is discretionary. Albeit the Foreigner's speed increase times are cutthroat with other smaller hybrids, barring speedsters, for example, the turbocharged CX-5 and Kia Sportage, it feels less responsive and lazier at interstate rates, which is exacerbated by its gearless CVT. In any case, the Stranger drives with spryness and self-control. Its guiding is well-weighted, its body movements are controlled, and its ride is rigid. We saw an absence of detachment that permitted a ton of outside sound to enter the lodge on everything except the smoothest streets, and our test vehicle's enormous 20-inch wheels with restricted sidewall padding didn't help what is happening. The Stranger we drove likewise had a delicate inclination brake pedal, yet the plugs pulled the SUV down from 70 miles per hour in a Class Series 172 feet. The module crossbreed model is all the more impressive, and it hastened to 60 miles per hour in 6.6 seconds at our test track. The 2.4-litre 4-chamber is helped by a couple of electric engines for a joint 248 strength, and in our most memorable test drive, we noticed that the Stranger PHEV felt perkier, particularly in metropolitan driving. With a 20.0 kWh battery pack installed, the Stranger PHEV is great for a guaranteed 38 miles of electric just driving reach per charge. That puts it somewhat in front of other PHEV renditions of the Hyundai Tucson and the Portage Departure, yet behind the Toyota RAV4 Prime, which beats the Stranger marginally with a 42-mile driving reach. During our 75-mile-per-hour throughway mileage test, we recorded 24 miles of roadway driving before the battery drained. Tragically, the Stranger PHEV experiences a genuinely sluggish installed charging framework, and that implies charging at home will require generally 6.5 hours assuming the battery is totally drained. Fortunately, a DC quick charging framework is discretionary, however it utilizes an obsolete CHAdeMO charging port that may not be difficult to track down at quick charging stations in your space. The all-wheel drive Stranger gets an EPA-assessed 24 miles per gallon city and 30 interstate. Front-wheel drive Strangers see a minor improvement of 24 city and 31 mile per gallon roadway. The Stranger PHEV is evaluated for 25 miles per gallon city and 27 miles per gallon throughway while burning gas. However, as per government benchmarks, it's really great for 64 mph while representing electric driving reach. The new Foreigner has altogether more pleasant lodge materials contrasted and its ancestor, which was damaged by shoddy plastics and cheap trim pieces. Not exclusively are the inside accents and surfaces of better caliber, yet the plan at last qualifies as current. Similarly, there's a combination of contemporary substance that incorporates an accessible 12.3-inch computerized check group and a head-up show. While travelers in the initial two lines appreciate more hip-room and legroom than in the last-gen Stranger, its third column has exceptionally restricted legroom for grown-ups. The main other minimal hybrid with seating for 7 is the Volkswagen Tiguan, yet, dissimilar to the Stranger, its additional arrangement of seats is restricted to front drive models. Freight space likewise increments on the new Foreigner, with 1 cubic foot added to the complete volume behind the second and third lines. On the infotainment front, the new Foreigner offers either a 8.0 or 9.0-inch touchscreen, contingent upon the trim. The two units have standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, yet just the last option permits clients to remotely interface their iPhones. Alongside charging ports at the lower part of the middle stack, the framework includes hard fastens and actual handles for volume and tuning. Extra accessible infotainment highlights incorporate a 10-speaker Bose sound framework, remote gadget charging, and admittance to the membership-based Mitsubishi interface application that offers remote types of assistance. Accessible with driver help innovation that incorporates versatile voyage control and a semi-independent drive mode, the 2023 Foreigner flaunts a convincing arrangement of tech. For more data about the conservative hybrid's accident test results, visit the Public Expressway Traffic Security Organization and Protection Establishment for Thruway Wellbeing sites. Key security highlights include accessible forward crash advance notice and computerized crisis slowing down, accessible vulnerable side checking and back cross traffic alert, accessible path takeoff cautioning and path keeping help. Mitsubishi gives one of the better restricted and powertrain guarantees versus other minimal hybrids and SUVs. Albeit the organization doesn't offer free support, its essential insurance plans are similarly the same length as those from Kia and Hyundai. Restricted guarantee covers 5 years or 60,000 miles. Powertrain guarantee covers 10 years or 100,000 miles. No free plans support.